Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at quadratic simultaneous equations, and this is a continuation of our last video where we focused on linear simultaneous equations. This will also be the last video that I'll be covering in our algebra series, but if you have any other topics, algebra-based topics that you would like me to cover, then please leave them in the comment section below and I will try my best to work them for you. If you haven't done so before, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you know when I release new videos. And with all of that chit chat, let's get some maths done. We will now work through our simultaneous equation example. If we have 2x minus y is equal to 7, and we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 34. We need to find our x and y values in this equation. So our first equation, we're just going to label that equation 1, and our second equation, we're going to label that equation 2. Looking at our equation, we need to make one of our equations equal to either x or y. So we're going to use equation 1 and we're going to try to make y the subject of the formula since y is by itself. So we have 2x minus y is equal to 7. Our minus y is negative, so let's try to make that positive. So we have 2x is equal to 7 plus y. So our y is now positive. Now we'll move our 7. So we have 2x minus 7, because our 7 is adding on our right, so it's going to be minusing on our left, and that is equal to y. So we have an equation for y. Now what we need to do is, wherever we see y in our second equation, we're going to input that equation that we have for y, which is 2x minus 7. So let's just divide our page. Rewriting our second equation, we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 34. We have our y squared value. So where we see our y squared, we're going to input our value for y, which is 2x minus 7. Rewriting our equation, we have x squared plus, we're going to put in bracket 2x minus 7 is equal to, our squared, sorry, let's not forget that, is equal to 34. We're now going to solve our bracket. So we have x squared plus, since our brackets are squared, we're going to expand that. So we have two brackets. So we have 2x minus 7, close bracket, and then that is multiplied by another bracket, which is 2x minus 7. And that is equal to 34. We're now going to simplify our multiplier brackets out. We did this in a previous video, so I'm going to put that link above so you can see how we simplify and break that down. So we have x squared plus brackets. We're going to have 2x multiplied by 2x, which would give us 4x squared, minus 2x multiplied by 7, which would give us negative 14x. Then we're going to multiply negative 7 by 2x, which would give us negative 14x, and then negative 7 multiplied by negative 7 would give us a positive 49, and that is equal to 34. We now need to simplify that bracket, so we're going to rewrite x squared plus, we have 4x squared, then minus 14x would give us minus 28x, plus 49 is equal to 34. Now what we need to do is we're going to try to simplify this as much as we can. We have our x squares, we have our x's, and we have our numbers. So we're going to group those together. X squares, the x by itself, and our 49 and our 34 are the only numbers that we have in our equation. So what we're going to do is move our 34 over the equal sign. Rewriting, we're going to have 5x squared, which is x squared plus 4x, then minus 28x plus 49 minus 34. And that is equal to 0. Simplifying our 49 minus 34, we'll have, rewriting 5x squared minus 28x, and then 49 minus 34 would give us 15, and that is equal to 0. And that is our new quadratic equation. Now we need to solve our quadratic equation. Our quadratic equation is 5x squared minus 28x plus 15 equals to 0. We need to find our two x values, but before we need to find two factors that can substitute for our b value, which is minus 28x. And those two factors are 3 and 25, and both are negative. I will put the link to the video that you can see how we can find two factors for our b value and how to factorize that. Our new equation is 5x squared minus 25x minus 3x plus 15. Our 5x squared and our minus 25x is grouped together, and our minus 3x and 15 is grouped together. So 5x is common in our first group. So we have 5x into 5x squared would give us x, and then 5x into minus 25x would give us 5. 3x minus 3 is common, so we have minus 3 into 3x would give us x, and then minus 3 into 15 would give us minus 5. Both of our brackets are the same, so that proves that we are correct. We have our expressions outside, which are 5x minus 3, and then our second bracket will be x minus 5. We now need to find our x values in both brackets, so we need to equate that expression to 0. So first bracket we have 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. 5x is equal to positive 3, and then x is equal to 3 divided by 5, 3/5. We now have x minus 5 is equal to 0, and x would be equal to 5. And there we have our two x values. Now we need to find our two y values. We're going to now look at our two original equations, and we're going to find the simpler equation between the both of them, and that is the first equation. And we're going to substitute our x values. So our first equation is 2x minus y is equal to 7. So 2 substituting our first x value, which is 3/5, we're going to have 2 multiplied by 3/5 minus y is equal to 7. We have 1.2, which is 2 multiplied by 3/5 minus y is equal to 7. Making our y positive, we'll have 1.2 is equal to 7 plus y. And making y the subject of the formula, we will have 1.2 minus 7, because we'll be moving the 7. And then simplifying that, we'll have y is equal to minus 5.8. So we have our first y value. Our second y value now, using our simplified equation 1, we have y is equal to 2x minus 7. Y is now equal to 2 multiplied by 5 minus 7. Simplifying that, we have y is equal to 10 minus 7, and y is equal to 3. We have our two y values, and we have our two x values. And that is how we solve our question. We have fully solved our quadratic simultaneous equation. So this is all just taking everything step by step. We're just going to summarize our answer below. So we have when x is equal to 3/5, y is equal to negative 5.8. And when x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3. And that's the end of today's lesson. I hope you've learned how to solve the x and y values for both linear and quadratic simultaneous equations. And before you go, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye!